Guys, I am working on a Thanksgiving poem that I can share with you all as a download. So I thought I'd just kind of bring you along. I am getting warmed up here. And I do like to do warm-ups each time I sit down to practice penmanship, or if I'm creating a piece that is maybe going for display or that I want to make sure looks really nice, like a letter. I'm not necessarily warming up if I'm just writing like a grocery list or my everyday handwriting, but I do like to get my arm moving. Because if I just start out on my paper and start writing, then usually by the end it's looking much more consistent than it was at the beginning. So if I warm up, that helps me be ready to start right at the beginning of the page. So I am going to be working on a poem called The Pumpkin. It is by John Whittier from the 1800s. And it's quite a long poem, which is, I will put a link to the full version. But I really thought that stanza 3 stood out, would be a fun one to make a practice page on. So I've just put one of my blank guide sheets under a regular piece of paper, regular printer paper, and I am going to title it The Pumpkin. And you can see I felt like I wasn't quite warmed up and flowing. That P got really squished together. So the more warmed up I get, the more flowy my arm gets with my letters, and it feels more natural. So I am doing this in pencil to start, and then I will go over it in ink and digitize it for you guys for a practice page. I just realized this E was a more copperplate calligraphy style E, and I was not quite in the cursive mode for that E. Just going to make sure I do the same. There we go. Now that I've got my penciled version out on my page, I can easily see how I need to shift my lines so that they're centered. So for me, I usually just go back and I will just put a little arrow like, okay, I need to start that one in a little bit further. That one needs to go a little bit further. That one's going to be centered. This one needs to go in. That's going to be pretty good. This one over here, I ran out of room. The old broken links of affection restored. So I need to come this way so I can fit that last word in. When the carried man seeks his mother once more, this needs to go over a tad. And the worn matron smiles where the girl smiled before. That needs to be centered a little bit. That's going to be pretty center. And what brightens the eye needs to go over a tad. What calls back the past, like the rich pumpkin pie. And then I think we're going to have just enough space to add some little sketchy type vintagey looking pumpkins I have envisioned. We might even add some in the corner here and here. That could look really cute. So I've drafted it. I'm going to grab another blank sheet, and then I'm going to use just this orange jelly roll. I think this is the Stardust, the one that has like two different colors in it, or the shadow jelly rolls. I'll double check and leave a link for it below. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this and then add in some of the little sketch illustrations. Okay, and my pencil is not quite dark enough for me to see through, so I'm going to grab my light pad. This is the light pad that I have and have used forever. It's just the Cricut Bright pad. It's really thin so that as you're writing, the edge doesn't interfere with your arm, having a raised edge. I do have some thin light pads available in my shop. I will add that link below. And I'm going to turn this, and then I'm going to add this fun color. Okay, we've added some fun color to it. I need to add the attribution down here. I thought that this would look really nice on a parchment paper with black ink. It would look fun like in brown inks, like a sepia tone. I just happen to have this fun orange pen close by. Once I finished, there wasn't a lot of room for illustration, but if we did this in a smaller X height, there'd be a little more space around the edges. But I still think I'm just going to add a few little branches or maybe like some wheat stems here. I have this sepia pen that comes in the Cursive Connection, but I'm kind of thinking it's going to be too thin. It's not going to look right. Let's see. Okay, I've kind of got like a little fall pumpkin border going on. That's just what came as I was sketching. I kind of like doing like this kind of crosshatch style, so they look a little more vintagey, I guess. I just like that style. I feel like it goes with the poetry, but have fun. Add a few little embellishments if you'd like to your poem. I will include the download with the tracing, and then I'll include a sheet of doodles that you might want to include, and of course tag me if you make something. I think that cursive penmanship can be beautiful all by itself, and I think anytime we take the time to write something by hand and really focus on making it consistent, it can be just a work of art in itself. I think letters are beautiful. And I think that you think that too, which is why you're here. So if you are not in the cursive course, I'll put a link for that below if you're looking to improve your penmanship. I might leave that just as is. I'm thinking out loud now, but a few little sprigs of wheat I think would look cute here along the edge. Again, I will put the link for the Cursive Connection. I'll put the link for this fun new download for the Thanksgiving season, and let me know what else you want to see. I hope to see you using your penmanship as an art and sharing it with those around you, because it can really inspire others and give us a chance to share the written word. I saw a post this week from the USPS, United States Postal Service, that said a handwritten letter is like a hug. So again, I encourage you to write a letter, write a poem, whatever it might be, and share it with someone you love. Maybe you're creating art for the Thanksgiving table or a decoration for your home. I think this would look lovely framed. I think this sepia pen actually worked really well. And you could do that on parchment. You could do it on like a beige type paper that looked faded. You could do it on, the cotton handmade paper would look really pretty. I love using it for art, and then kind of tearing the edges so it just looks nice. Maybe I'll do that in another video. But I think that there's a lot of options you can do to just make a really nice poetry piece. So share with me how you did it. Tag me on Instagram if you're over there, and I will again put all the downloads in the link below, and I will catch you in the next one. Happy writing, guys, and happy Thanksgiving.